We've got some new skins coming out this week. Let's begin. Welcome back to another episode, guys, and Merry Christmas or Happy whatever it is that you celebrate. And let's get into talking about what we're getting this week. I hope you guys get a lot of presents for Christmas. I hope Santa's very nice to you all. This week, we're getting the beginning of the Call of the Abyss event that includes, of course, a registration for COA VIII, where you'll be able to register your team, so you'll be eventually able to participate in COA and hopefully play enough matches to win and stuff like that. One thing that we're supposed to be getting this week, although on Twitter it suggested that it was supposed to be coming on January 1st. When I checked the patch notes in the game, it suggested that this was coming on December 26th, so it could be this week, it could be the next week. It's really unclear. Netty's going to give us two different pieces of information. We're getting the return of the COA III all the way to COA VII essences. You'll be able to open those essences by using inspirations as far as I know. It's also possible we'll be getting a ton of returning store content, including the A tiers for Female Dancer and Wildling that are store stuff from previous COAs, and in the Spyglass store you'll be able to get the A tiers for Postman, Batter, and Professor, and the B tiers for Naiad, Guard 26, and Entomologist that are once again from previous COAs. Again, I don't know if it's coming this week. It could actually just be on January 1st, but NetEase has given us conflicting information. Something else that we're getting this week is we're getting the Timeless Greetings event that is essentially just the New Year's event for us. If you complete event missions, you'll be able to earn a Postman 2025 themed portrait and a Happy New Year 2025 furniture piece. At midnight on New Year's, the manor will light up and you'll be able to take a photo, and if you do take a photo of this event, you'll be able to claim 5 memory spheres. I'm not exactly sure how long this event will last for. It might just be an hour, after midnight, but whatever. There will be a firework event in the public map that's currently available, and also in the S tier room Misty Villa. So if you have that room or you know someone who does, you'll be able to go and watch some fireworks, and you'll be able to send New Year greeting cards, I think from the patch onwards, that will be sent to your friends exactly midnight on January 1st. So that's quite cute. Let's get into talking about some skins that we're getting this week. The first thing that we're getting Patience Deduction Star skin, the beginning of the Deduction Star skins from the new series, and that's going to be his A tier skin Romeo. It's a very nice skin. It has a strange interaction effect by looks of it when you're next to Psychologist, but very interesting. Another skin that we're getting this week is we're getting a new package that is Antiquarian's IDV Esports package that will include the A tier skin for her, of course, that's called OPH Chi, and also the S tier accessory Reconstruction. The effects are quite nice. They have some glowing blue digital effects such as footprints behind her whenever she's running, glowing floor effects whenever she does a spin jump, blue effects with her cane, a broken glass and after image whenever she pushes the hunter, and a new effect that might lead to some changes to the Identity 5. This is something that I'm very excited about, a new spawn animation. So whenever she spawns into the map at the beginning of a match, whenever it shows which map you're in, it does that little circle around you, she has a different animation. I am hoping this is going to lead to a lot more creative ones, and this means that maybe A tiers or even S tiers or maybe even S tiers will have really cool spawn animations in the future. There's something I've wished that NetEase would have added a lot earlier to the game because it's kind of a missed opportunity. But yeah, Coordinator is getting an accessory this week, and it is part of the Identity 5 Professional League 2024 winners kind of thing, and it is an A tier accessory called Accrued Glory, Team GG, and it has really nice effects. I really like this one. It has small geometric shapes coming out of the accessory itself. Whenever she shoots her flare gun, the flare itself has a glowing orange comet effect with pixel cube effects coming out of it, and the explosion looks really cool. It's a big orange explosion with massive big cubes coming out of it and a logo on the floor. Then at the end of the animation, it transforms into the accessory's kind of logo shape that's like the panda. This is something I'm unsure if we'll be getting this week, as NetEase did say the end of December, and this is the last patch before the end of December. Technically, I would say it is, and that is the new Create Your Own Game mode. We don't really have that many details apart from the screenshots as far as I remember. I didn't find any more details. They might make some more announcements about it before the patch releases. Of course, this is recorded on Monday and you guys are seeing this on Tuesday. Maybe they'll release some more stuff on Tuesday or Wednesday about it. But yeah, we might be getting this whole new game mode where you'll be able to create your own designs, fashion walkways or something. I don't know what it is, but maybe something like that. I expect someone to do something interesting like that. But yeah, maybe we'll see that this week. It's also possible that we'll get some optimizations for some skins. This was something I was expecting to come out last week, as usually they release them immediately after announcing them, but I don't know exactly when we're going to see them. It's also possible that we won't see this for a while because there was a promise for an SS tier optimization for Priestess's SS tier skin, of course, that is called Envoy of Yog-Sothoth, but I haven't seen any announcements of what those changes are, so it might be delayed until next week or the week after that, or maybe they'll just announce something this week about it, but I don't know. The skins that are going to get optimized are Mercenary's S tier skin Man in Red, Professor's skin Spring Heated Wine, Knight's skin the Red Knight, and of course Doctor's Blossom of Rebirth and the SS tier skin for Priestess that I mentioned before. These are really interesting changes. Sometimes they've changed the face models, the effects, or even just the kind of the detail added to some parts of their body. As for some character days that we're getting this week, we're getting Postman's character day on the 25th, Christmas Day. This is going to be his 5th character day, meaning he's getting a wall hanging portrait, and Cowboy's getting a character day on the 27th of December. It's going to be his 6th character day, and he's going to be getting a special portrait. As far as I know, that's all that NetEase has announced for this patch, so let's talk about what's coming from the future. NetEase has announced some changes made to some designs of upcoming skins. Recently, they announced a ton of skins in the big Christmas livestream that they did, including one skin for Ripper and one skin for Evil Reptilian. But apparently, I don't know who was complaining about it, I'm assuming it was the China server, they made some changes or complained about the skins not looking as good as they thought it would be, so they've made some changes and they've released the art what they expect it to look like. Ripper's Black Bones S tier skin, that is his Deduction Star skin, has had a change, although I have not seen them right next to each other yet, so I don't know what the changes are to the Ripper one because I didn't really notice anything straight out right. I'll see it as I'm editing this video. And then Evil Reptilian skin Jormungandr, if I remember that's how you pronounce it, that is his S tier Spyglass skin that was going to be added to the Spyglass store. This one I did notice the change. It looks completely different. They've changed the face model. I think they've changed the armor on what his arm looks like as well. It looks really different from what I noticed, and that's really cool. This does mean that there's going to be a delay, but only as far as I can tell for the Evil Reptilian's S tier skin release. So that's going to take a little bit longer to make as they do need to redo the skin. I didn't really have any issues with what the skin looked like originally though, so I'm not really sure what was wrong with them. NetEase has announced when the next Deduction Star skins are releasing, and 3 of them are going to release on the same exact day, that is January 2nd, including Composer's A tier skin that is Forgotten George. It's quite cool. He's wearing a black kind of leathery jacket, and I think it's leather or something, and he's also kind of got blood coming down the side of his face. Hermit is getting his A tier skin. It's called Rural Pastor. I'm not really sure how I feel about this skin. Maybe it looks better in the game itself, but I wasn't that impressed with it overall. And then Journalist is getting her A tier Deduction Star skin called Alice in Dreamland. It looks really nice. I really like the cute glowing bunny floating around her. It looks very fancy, and this is probably my favorite out of these 3. We also got a better look at the upcoming COA VIII skins. They released what they look like in game, more or less, and also the names. We learned that the S tier skin for Soul Weaver is called Arachnidopter, that is like a helicopter, I don't know. This skin looks even better than it did in the original art. I think it looks really fantastic. We've got the A tier for Puppeteer Lignarius. I don't know how you pronounce that one. It's quite nice. The A tier for cheerleader called Congregator. She has really cool wheel roller skate legs instead of normal legs. I think it's really, really cool. I think this is my 2nd favorite skin in this entire collection. The A tier for Aeroplanist is called Aviatorus. We have the A tier for little girl called Compasso that I originally thought was Dream Witch's follower when I saw it for the first time in this kind of display form, and then I was like, oh wait, no, that's the little girl. It says it right there. And then we've got the A tier for Novelist called Genesis. Not too impressed with this one. I'm not really a big fan of Novelists' kind of higher tier skins in general. I think he has some really nice B tiers. And the B tier for Bloody Queen called Moment of Glory, as far as we can tell. I'm looking forward to seeing what the video is for the theme overall and learning more about the characters as they do for every COA. As far as I know, that's all we've got to talk about today, so make sure that you click on that video that's on the screen right there, where I talked about where Darkwoods was recently added to rank, so you can learn a little bit more about the map overall and, you know, maybe get better at it.